Last time on the Black Gate, I finally remembered to deliver the missing Silver Serpent Venom back to Morphin and Paws. Afterwards, it was time to sail over to the city of Vesper. That was where Elizabeth and Abraham went to. But after talking with the mayor, surprise surprise, they weren't even there. They went off to Moonglow. I decided to go ahead and stay in Vesper and talk to the townspeople a little bit more. Humans were on one side and gargoyles are on the other side, and they don't like each other. The mayor also mentioned that Elizabeth and Abraham wanted to know about the mining operations, so we visited the mines and talked to the miners. They apparently wanted to know how the economy in the town works before even opening up a branch. But other than all that, not a whole lot happened in that part, and then the part just ended. Leaving us right here in front of the cave, and the combat music is still on for some reason. But welcome back, guys, to some more Black Gate goodness. I'm gonna take a little break from talking to NPCs, just sort of explore and do some combat, like right now. How about you, you green slimes? I shall have thine head. They don't have heads, whoever said that. They don't have offspring, well, they kind of do. Shamino has missed, probably because we're too close to the enemies. He also took a bit of damage, oh well. Maybe I should mark my location here. Let's do that. Spark has the stones. He also has that stuffed dragon we won at the game back in Britain. I think I'll use the green stone. And I'll mark this down. Green stone. Entrance of Vesper Cave. North. Alright, hopefully we'll find something cool in here. Lots of treasure. Lots of enemies to fight. More experience. Not a whole lot of experience. Got some more slimes, though. At you. Very easy. Yep, that is a secret wall. Let's go in this direction. And take out this... whatever that is. Gazer. Who dropped some gold. Give this to the Avatar, because he's the gold guy. And there's nothing else in here. Is there another secret passageway? I don't remember this cave a whole lot, by the way, so bear with me. It's a good idea to, if you play this, hug the walls. You just never know. Doesn't look like it. That's too bad. That was absolutely pointless. A hidden wall, but no hidden treasure or anything. Let's go this way. North. I don't know how long this cave is going to be. There's some stuff here. There's a troll. It's not hostile, I guess. So I guess we'll leave him be. And take his food. I guess we'll be okay with that, right? He's got a whole wheel of cheese. Well, some chests here that I can easily pick because we have maxed out dexterity. He's got some alcohol. Dupre. You can have all that. And this chest can have all this. That we don't need this anymore. Been holding on to this stuff for way too long. But just in case, because I forget. Like just now I forgot to put away the sword in here. Make sure everyone has every slot filled out like here. YOLO has leather gloves. Let's give him chain gloves. There we go. Spark is fully decked out. Shamino doesn't have a Gorget. And I think everyone else is pretty much good to go. Looks like, okay. Ah. Yana, you can carry all this. That'll be good for poison. That troll does not seem to want to do a whole lot. We got a lightning whip. That's cool. Also, he has some stone chips for some reason. Where to save and just... oh, now he wants to attack. Oh, that's you. I have no idea what he was doing. Just standing there like a dummy. Well, he's got some gold. I can always use more gold. Speaking of which, how much do we have? I have no idea. 1,255 gold pieces. Nice. Now I gotta put away that serpent dagger. Somewhere probably back at Castle of Fire. That's obviously a secret wall right there that can open. You don't have to walk through it. And there's probably spiders, giant ones up ahead. I've always been a little amused by the way these skeletons are posed like that. Like it wants to be drawn. I wonder if that's done on purpose. He doesn't have anything on him. It's a good thing we got that unlocked magic spell though. Because we can counter a lot of doors. There's a corpse here that's empty. And a dragon! Let's do something real quick. Just remembered, let's put this dragon to death. Very well, master. If thou cannot dispatch this foe thyself, I shall do it for thee. I think our companions killed that dragon before we did. I can't even tell. And that dragon didn't have anything on him, but there's magical armor here. Nice. It was worth coming in this cave. Now, who can wear that? We can give that to YOLO. Spark already has one. Shamino is wearing plate. Dupre. Yana's wearing the magical armor, so either YOLO or Shamino. I'm thinking... I think we'll give it to Shamino. Because... Actually, no. Let's give it to YOLO. Because YOLO is going to have problems wearing plate. So we'll take this off. Just put that on the ground. Now he has a lot more space to carry stuff, which is really, really handy. Some more gold here that I can take. Fair bit of gold too, almost 100. And a ring of invisibility. The ring of power? No, just a ring of invisibility. Let's go back down south. I don't think I ever opened that door, I can't even remember. Most of these caves I don't really remember other than the main quest caves. This isn't a main quest cave, it's completely optional. There are... We took a bit of damage, that's because there's caltrops there I wasn't paying attention to. Some traps on the ground, excuse me. And that troll did not respawn. That's good. And we're coming close to the entrance. I'm not going to skip ahead. Dungeon exploration in the Ultima games, pretty much every single one is actually pretty fun. Uh-oh. Ah, giant scorpion from outside. Okay. A lot of them. Well, not a lot, there's like 2 of them. It's also raining? Or is it snowing? I guess that's rain. Snowing in the desert, that's something. Oh, what's this here? We're outside. Where are we? We're right here. Ah, okay. So we are... Many, many parts ago, this is where I hunted for deer. And this is the cave that I did not want to explore. It's a little shortcut to Vesper, I suppose. Let's go this way, though. Shamino, where you going? I'm gonna ignore that. Ah, we got some adventurers who died. Can't see that, but that's a buckler. Scorpion followed us. How about you? And some slimes. And a scorpion. Alright, that was a little annoying. They're all... Let's move this. Be careful not to get poisoned. Moving dead corpses around. Scorpions go back down here. It's hard to see, but that's a buckler right there. Not like you need it. Don't know why they hid that. They got some basic equipment. That's scale armor. It's also got swamp boots and a 2-handed sword. It looks like there's something here too. Right there. Can I click on that? Couldn't move it. Ah, that's a main gauche. We'll just put him back where he is. And hopefully he won't be bothered that we're messing with his corpse. There's a lot of dead bodies in here. Do they have anything? That one's got some gold. That I will happily take. Right there. What's this? Greaves? Those are some interesting looking greaves. I've never seen that before. It's very interesting. Antique armor. You don't want to wear that. Great Helm, we can give that to someone. I guess we'll give that to... YOLO. Okay, that one's looted. That's a dead troll. There was a battle here a long time ago. Chain gloves. Can anyone wear that? Shamino, you can wear that. One here. That's a crested helm. Not gonna give anyone that. Plate armor and leather leggings. Can anyone wear the leather leggings? Leather leggings. Plate leggings. How about that? Sorry. Nothing else here. We'll go ahead and save, and I'll make another save as well. So, right here. Go down a little... something. There's something special about this this room. I forget what it is, but something happens here. I'm gonna pick these up though. We got some arrows just littering the ground. So we'll give that to Shamino because he's the ranger. Alright, be careful. I forget what happens here. I forget where something triggers. If you play this game a lot back in the day, you probably know what this dungeon holds for us. Oops, didn't mean to move you like that. Ah, 1 crossbow bolt. That's not a whole lot, but I'll take it. There's 12 of them in there. What the heck? It doesn't even stack onto that, I don't think. Nope, it doesn't. That's weird. I'm gonna put that back, actually. That's a little weird. There's a corpse here, and a dead troll there. Save again. I have a bad feeling. So do I. So let's go, I think... Nope. 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 May have to look it up. Something happens here. Something happens. If I can just trigger it, that'd be great. Because I know... Yep. That spot, the upper top left corner. We are in here now. And there's a corpse here. I guess he starved to death. Let's open his corpse. He has nothing. Broken bottles. He's got a scroll. Read that. I have been here for more days than I am able to remember, though I have not forgotten the day I entered this forsaken cave, which has become my tomb. That was 2/29/02/27. My food ran out long ago, and the rats are more interested in eating me than letting me eat them. My strength is gone, as is my will. If Thanos find this, please tell Mithra I love her. Danielle. That's similar to Mithran in Ultima VIII Pagan. Maybe they just took that and added the N? Who knows with Origin developers and game designers. Yeah, so we are stuck here, actually. And if we didn't recall at the entrance, or we don't have the black sword, and we don't have the spellbook that lets us go back to Lord British, you're gonna be here forever. There's no way out. Which is pretty funny. Imagine if you found this really early in the game. That's a magical axe. That's cool. Not like we need it. So I guess I'll just leave it be. Well, though we could collect it. It's always fun to do. I suppose I will take it. We'll give it to Spark. Put it right there. And YOLO can actually carry these bolts again, because he has some room in his inventory. Put that there. Make sure to organize your inventory. It gets really, really messy. But yeah, we are stuck here. But thankfully, we can just go ahead and recall back to the entrance. Unfortunately for this guy, he didn't bring much with him. All he had was his magical axe, a boomerang, and 20 bolts? Why is it like that? Is that specific to this cave? Hopefully the game's not bugged or something. He didn't bring a whole lot with him. No armor, all the food's gone. He had an oil, a spent light source. That's a nice little detail. Some garbage around here. It probably smells really bad in here too, because he was probably using it as a bathroom. He's been here for a long time. Long time. We'll take the scroll. We have Spark carry it, because the avatar is just swamped with he's just swamped with items right now. I also forgot to time my recording. If I had to guess, that would take like, what, 10 minutes? Let's go back. Thankfully we prepare, and we're stuck a little bit. And we can't give him a barrel or anything. So he'll have to, that's going to be his tomb. One green slime followed us out. And just leave. That was a rather short cave too. Not too bad. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna go back to Vesper. If you remember, we didn't talk to one other person. I know where he is. He should be in here. I feel like he's always in the tavern. Yes, he is. There he is. Let's talk to him. We can sit down. Take a load off. The desert is very, very hot. The man before you narrows his eyes to slits as he sees you. Name? Lorn, if thou must know. Job? I don't believe I wish to tell thee. I think he was a former miner. Gargoyles. A growl escapes his throat. What about the bloody gargoyles? Don't tell me thou art a gargoyle lover. Well, I think they're alright. Thou art disgusting swine, he spits on your boot. Ugh, my magical boots. Mean. Lorn sighs heavily. Why dost thou bother me now? Anything new about the gargoyles? Here, let's leave. That's all he has to say. I don't think there's any side quest here to do other than Catherine and, is that her name Catherine? Her daughter goes to talk to the gargoyle over on the other side of town. We're not gonna rat her out or anything like that, but we're fully done here. We gotta find EA. They went to, you know, I completely forgot where they went to. Probably should have wrote it down. Ah, I remember. They went to Moonglow, the city of mages and the city of honesty. But we're not going to go there just yet. I'm going to save one more time. And we're going to explore the desert a little bit. Let's do a bit of exploration in this part. Do a bit of combat, and also check our stats. Anybody level up? No. Get most of your levels from quests, pretty much. Especially the main quest. That's how the game rewards you. Not so much combat and battle. We can pretty much finish the game right now if we want to. It's just a few parts, but if you watch me for a while, you know I'm pretty thorough. I completely forgot to mark our location back to Vesper. That's okay. I'll just walk there. The game world is pretty small. There's this thing with these kind of games, you know, when you play it for the first time, you explore every nook and cranny to see what you can find. You just don't know what you're going to find. But if you know where everything is, you just sort of beeline for those areas. I'm guilty of that in this game and Baldur's Gate 1. Baldur's Gate 1 is very, very... The maps are big. A lot of it's just empty and with only points of interest per area. And if you know where they are, you basically just beeline for it to do the quest and leave. And you don't have really any reason to look around further. Unless you're like an at-heart explorer. That game's pretty long too. Let's go this way. I see some greenery on the map. A lot of enemies too. Scorpions, spiders, and snakes. Ah, the jungle. The Vesper isn't related to any virtue, by the way. Forgot about that. Pretty cool town. If there's anything around here, any enemies, any treasure? If you remember, many parts ago before the Castle of Fire, we sailed up here. It's where the pirates were at. We found that Easter egg with the Guardian, where he says, I am the Pagan Lord. There doesn't seem to be anything here. It's just nice to look around, enjoy the ambience. Look at the... This was really impressive back in the day. The water flowing onto the beach like that. May not seem impressive today, but it was pretty cool back in the day. I think I'll check up this area and just go back to Vesper. And we'll sail to, I believe, Moonglow. Try to find EA. Yeah, I'll explore this nook and cranny here. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. There's also some hidden areas that I forgot to explore around. These islands here. I know there's a hidden cave. I forget where it is, but we're going to find it. Once we go back in that direction, we probably should do that. Not in this part. I'll try to remember. Because we were done with Serpent's Hold and Jellum. So we had to do some exploration there. Uh-oh, who's that? The Jason Voorhees music is turned on again. Ah, it's a snake. Ah, it's you, snake. Should I play Metal Gear Solid on here? That game's more like a, like for streaming. That game's more of a movie. There's a lot of cutscenes in if you played it, the first 4 games at least, it is very cutscene heavy, because Hideo Kojima, as you know, he's a big movie guy. He's always wanted to make movies, not video games, but those games are actually really good when you look at it from a game mechanics perspective. I mentioned this on, I remember talking about it on, not talking about it, but on X, they posted about Metal Gear Solid 2, they posted a clip, if you shoot a bucket of ice cubes, the ice cubes fall onto the countertop, and if you sit there and look at the ice cubes long enough, they will melt on the countertop. It's got cool stuff like that. It sounds pointless. It reminds me of Splinter Cell, the first game. If you have Sam Fisher shoot a fish tank, the water will drain all the way down to the hole, and the fish will go, you know, try to still breathe while they're underwater, you know, try to get down to the, try to survive, basically. Game developers don't do that anymore. Like, little things like that all add up. It's really, really impressive. But that ice cube thing was just one example. There's other things, like Metal Gear Solid 3, you shoot the, if you blow up food depots and ammunition supplies, the Russian soldiers will comment. They'll say they're very hungry. And if you destroy the ammo depots, they only have a pistol for patrolling, not a rifle. That's really cool. And we are on our ship. I could have just skipped ahead, but it was a fast journey. I decided to just go ahead and skip ahead. There we go. Can we... There we go, right that. Ah, home sweet home. May not be exactly homey, but I like it here. Just wish we had doors. And these torches here will remain lit forever, but if you turn on these candles, they will get spent. And the model will reflect that. They're Squawks. Just go in. Hey, how you doing, Squawks? We will bring you along real soon. We got tools there. We got glass swords there. And you know what? We don't really need this anymore. Why need a glass sword if you have the black sword? Let's put magical axe here. We'll also put the stuffed dragon here. That's... put them on the ground, I guess. There we go. What else? We got that scroll. Now I'll put this in there somewhere. Bag of... more bag of tools. Those are kitchen supplies, I suppose. And we got the dagger. I'll just go ahead and put that in here, because that is evidence to be stored away forever. And we also have... what else do I need? Right, we need to go to Miranda. I forgot about that. What time is it? 5:16. Shoot. I wonder if we can make it to the to Castle British fast enough. I can teleport there and come back to the Isle of Fire. We also got the Ring of Regeneration. We don't really need that. I'll just put it right there. And we have Rudelm's Wand. We're not going to get rid of that. We need that. We also need the Hourglass as well. This is... we need that to use the horse and carriage. We need this for the ship. You need it out. You know, always have that on you, I believe. You can't just throw them away. Alright, anything else? YOLO. He's got keys. He's good. Spark is the... you know, I don't think we need these sleep arrows, so I'm gonna put them away. They'll just be a souvenir. We got... I'm eventually gonna use this musket, by the way. I will eventually use it. You know, I don't know why Spoonie called this a shotgun. It's called a musket. If it was a shotgun, that'd be cool, though. I can go here. That's Spark. Chamino has all sorts of food. Dupre is the alcoholic. Now we'll put the Mage Bane there, just in case we need it. Mages are very powerful in this game. And we are good. Okay. I think we're ready to leave. Let's bring... Crap. Alright. Dupre. Carry Squawks for me. Let's go to Moonglow. It's right over there. We didn't sail there yet. Actually, we did. We sailed there once to talk with Chad, the trainer, who's one of the best trainers in this game. But yeah, before I forget, let's go back to the castle. And hopefully Miranda's still here. It's 5:21. I think they leave at 6. There she is. Hello, Ruben, Miranda says. Nice to see thee again. Got that bill signed. Didst thou have Lord Heather sign the bill? Yes, I did. Excellent. Let me see it. It looks in order. We thank the Avatar, and I thank you for emptying my inventory of one little item. So, did we get any experience? That's important. Maybe a little bit. Let's talk to Lord Britty and heal up. We got a little hurt back at the cave. It's a nice little detail that that corpse in that trapped room. And I think it's funny if you found that just by chance, you know. But you have to stand in that, go to that northwest corner of that battle room to find it. So you may not find it like organically. Not even sure. And what's Charles doing? He's gonna sit on the throne, act like he's Lord British. Well, we'll let him do that. We're gonna go back to the castle. Home sweet home. We still got that bucket of water. Well. Alright, let's go to Moonglow. And I probably, like I said, won't skip ahead. Let's get on our ship. We'll do that and do this, because I got to put Squawks in his normal spot if I can. There we go. Is that... That's a good spot. Re-equip the magical shield, excuse me, and let's go. Let's sail to Moonglow, the city of honesty. You know, when you play these games, there's times where the Avatar has to lie to progress and steal and stuff. Like, he's just not very Avatar-ly, even if you're playing legitimately. Though you could see it as like the greater good, especially Ultima VIII, of course. So, no virtues exist in that world. It's just too bad nothing came of it in Ultima 9. It's like the game was entirely ignored, almost. Here we are. That's a fast sailing. I think the game plank is blocked, Yana says. Well, let's not get blocked then. There we go. We gotta talk to the Fellowship branch leader here in the city of Moonglow. There's also a companion here, an old companion that we can talk to that joined us in our previous adventures. We talked to Chad all the way through, right? Let's just talk to him again, I guess. See if he has anything new to say. Hello, Ruben. I hope thy days are going well. They are. Moonglow. Townspeople. The person to ask for that information would be Fiercy, the bartender. All I know are the bar patrons, Tolomac and Moores, 2 farmers. Location. Moonglow is on an island directly east of the border between Britain and Pause. Remember, always keeps thy wits about and thy blade ready. He doesn't say a whole lot, but we can train with them if we like. I always train with Chad or Menyon. There's actually a online calculator, if you search for it, to plan your quote-unquote builds in this game. Not very necessary, but if you're a little obsessive like me, I like to get the right amount of points for each character. Like Shamino's balance, I just have Dupre favor strength, Spark max out his combat, then strength, and YOLO basically dex and combat. Though he's pretty good on combat right now. He's 30. Let's go this way. Looks like there's something here. A little path. That is a moon gate. We could totally take in a Moongate here, but they're very, very dangerous for travel. I think if I was in this world, I wouldn't even bother using Moongates. Imagine having Moongates in real life. That'd be pretty cool. Ah, got some farmers. These crops are tough. That's a lot of corn. Just like where I live. Where I live, there's a lot of corn around me. You drive and there's corn everywhere. The man before you shyly looks away. Name? Moors. Oh, he stutters. If you don't choose this, he'll say you're making fun of him. And I think another NPC mentions don't mention the stutter to him anyways. I work with... I'm not gonna emulate the stuttering. I work with Cobalt farming here. Don't choose that either. We're not mean. He is Tolmac's older brother. I trust him. Tolmac. He's his friend. He's known him for a long time. And he just joined the Fellowship. Tolmac is. Excuse me. I'm starting to stutter too. It's rubbing off on me. And he wants him to join the Fellowship as well. Hopefully he won't. Fellowship. They do many good things, and they would help him make friends more easily. But Cobalt thinks they're bad. And he doesn't know what to do. Yep, that's Moonglow. He points to the ground. That is here. It is. Goodbye. Let's talk to this gentleman here. You see a man with an unhappy look upon his face. Name. I'm Cobalt of Moonglow. Tell me about Moonglow. The city occupies, excuse me, the entire island now, including the Lyceum? Lycaeum? Is it Lycaeum? I'm gonna say Lycaeum. Yeah, it just seems like it's pronounced that way. I think I always said Lyceum. I think it's Lyceum. Let's just say Lyceum. I think that's how pronounced in Ultima 9 now that I remember. Most of the residents still live south, though. We are due east to Britain proper. Residents. Zoda, the clerk at the Lyceum, would be the best person to talk to about Moonglow's residence, or the bartender, though I do not know his name. I know that the observatory head and the Lyceum head are twins, but I have never met either of them. I do know that thou dost not want to talk to Rankin or Belena at the Fellowship. They are ill news to our once pleasant city. Fellowship. He spits on the ground. A bane to Britannia is what the Fellowship is. They have some odd philosophy that teaches thee to forget who thou art and follow them. Process is dehumanizing. And I think it meshes poorly with the 8 virtues. Not only that, but their leader here in Moonglow has persuaded Tolmac to join. Job. Yeah, we didn't choose that. I'm a farmer, my lord. I manage my farm with the help of Tolmac, my brother, and Moors, our family friend. We met Moors. My brother and I have known Moors for most of our lives. He is very friendly when he is not too busy worrying about his stutter. Unfortunately, he listens to Tolmac too often. Stutter. Cobalt looks down at the ground, shaking his head sadly. He started when he was 5 years old. He and my brother were wrestling in the back of a wagon driven by his parents. They hit a bump, and he fell out, and landed on his head. Ever since, he hath had his stutter. He looks back up at you. The odd thing is, neither he nor Tolmac remember the accident, or at least Tolmac doth not. I cannot convince Moors to talk about it. Tolmac. He's my younger brother. Need I say more? I'm a little concerned about him, though. I'm used to his rebellious behavior, but recently he has joined the Fellowship, and that frightens me. They frighten me. I try to get him to come to his senses, but he is too busy enjoying making me worried to listen. Also, he is trying to get Moors to join. I wish I could get him to reconsider. Reconsider. Unfortunately, Tolmac will not listen to me. However, he begins to smile hopefully. He might just listen to thee, my lord. Perhaps thou couldst talk him into reconverting. I would very much appreciate that. Perhaps, he adds, thou couldst also ask Moors not to join. We'll do that. Bye. Take care, my lord. I like this guy. He doesn't like the Fellowship. His intuition is correct. It's like this thing. People just sort of follow the herd. It's the same thing with discussions, too. There's this thing where if everyone is saying it, it must be true. They won't do any sort of research to make sure it's true. And they repeat it like parrots. I find that to be a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. Something I'm guilty of, too. That's neither here nor there. Talk to this guy. You see a friendly-looking farmer. That is Cobalt. He's got the Fellowship Medallion. Name. I'm called Ptolemach, my lord. What's your job? Obviously, he's a farmer. I help my brother tend our farm here in Moonglow. And who is your brother? My brother is Cobalt. He frowns for a moment. He can be a bit overbearing at times, trying to take care of me, but he shrugs. He means well, perhaps. I know I've caused him a bit of trouble every now and then, he says with a grin, but he deserves it. Moonglow. Yes, my lord, that is the name of the town thou art in. Dost thou have questions about the townspeople? I do. Let's ask him. I know only a few people here, my lord. My brother Cobalt runs the farm with me. Morris helps us too. We've known him for many years. And now that I've joined the fellowship, I've met a few more people. Rankin is branch head here in Moonglow, and Belena is his assistant. If thou dost want to know about other people, thou mayest want to ask the bartender. His name is Fiercey. We heard that from Chad. Let's ask about Moors. Moors and I grew up together. He is very sensitive about his stutter, though, so I would not bring it up. There's the clue. Stutter. It is difficult to get him to talk about it. I think it was caused by an accident he had when he was a child. I barely remember the incident. My brother might remember more. And who is Belena? She is the branch clerk. Most of the time she is friendly. Sometimes, however, she seems a little cold. What about Rankin? Rankin is very intelligent. He's the one who persuaded me to join the fellowship. I have much respect for him. Tell me about the fellowship, I guess. Rankin or Belena would be best ones to ask, my lord. I can tell thee our main tenets. We believe strongly in neo-realism, which is a form of optimistic outlook which may be reached through the triad of inner strength. I'm hoping that soon I'll be able to hear the voice, big space there, that comes with meeting one's higher potential. Also, my lord, the fellowship sponsors many feasts and festivals. I strongly recommend that thou ask Rankin about joining. You should not be with him anymore. We convert? Why would I want to do that? Did my brother request this? He has always had a problem with letting me make my own decisions. Nay, my lord, I will not abandon my beliefs. The fellowship has done too much for my life. That's it. Let's talk to Moors again. Not ask that. Can we see if we can ask him about that incident that happened a long time ago? Let's say this by first. Let's save first and just click on stutter. What's stutter? He turns to leave. Darn it. I don't mean to do that. I guess you can't. I guess you can't. We didn't go through all the dialogue. Let's try that again. Cobalt. Ptolemach. Here. Fellowship. There you go. Yeah, don't join them. That's not the head incident, but click that anyways. Let's not think I should join. Cobalt says does not want me to join either. I suppose I won't. I thank thee. Moonglow. That is here. And that's it. I guess we can't recall anything. Let's talk to Cobalt again. Anything new here? Nothing new here either. Let's stop talking to the farmers. I think now it's almost 30 minutes, but it's probably been 30 minutes because I forgot to time my thing. I think we're going to go try to find the branch heads, though. I'm going to see what's in this house. Ah, there's people here. Well, one person here, and he's eating a stick of butter. Okay. Oh, how'd you get in here so quickly? Did you go through the window? That's Cobalt. That's because I guess they teleport when the hour turns to 6. That's when they stop working. Oh well. Let's go north. I decided not to go ahead and overlay music while I explore. That way it's like you're actually playing or close to actually playing instead of watching. Because if music's not playing, then I don't want to play any music. Just during the fun little recaps. Let's go this way. I think the branch is over here. I cannot remember. I know it's north somewhere, so this is probably the same direction. The right direction. A long road, too. That's where the observatory is. We gotta talk to Nelson, I believe his name is, and that is definitely a Fellowship. Building. We got a book. Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert Heinlein. The struggles of an individual from another planet who finds difficultly assimilating into his new society and culture. A little bit of an isekai adventure, eh? Well, let's talk to this gentleman here. The man greets you with a pleasant smile. Hey, what's your name? Thou mayst call me Rankin, Reuben. I didn't know our name, that's funny. Well, where did Elizabeth and Abraham go? What dear people? They were just here in order to give me my training session. I was just appointed branch leader. This is a new branch, thou knowest. Anyway, Elizabeth and Abraham left to travel all the way to the Gargoyle Island, Turfin. Ah, we gotta go there. We gotta let one of the gargoyles know. Draxenusum, the leader of the gargoyles from the previous game, he's also in this game, that Inimo died. We've been really neglecting that. Fellowship. We'll skip this because he just repeats the same thing. And you may not be the kind of same player that I am, but I like to click on every dialogue just in case there's something new. Sometimes there is. I do not want to join. Job. I'm the new branch leader of the Fellowship here in Moonglow. What can you tell me about Moonglow? Ah, yes, Moonglow. It is a pleasant town. It is possible to find all sorts of people here. What sort of people? I'm sorry, but I prefer not to gossip. Neither do I. New, mostly. He grins, obviously embarrassed. I am sorry. Though the branch opened here several years ago, it is the newest branch on Britannia. I still consider myself a new branch head here. That is all he has to say. Goodbye. Shouldst thou find an interest in the Fellowship, Reuben, seek Batlin in Britain. Farewell, Reuben. We didn't introduce ourselves. Also, if you're stealing everything in this game, these sealed boxes have 100 gold pieces in every Fellowship hall. So it's cool to come here and just take it. That's why it's probably better just go ahead and, if you're going to steal, just don't have companions with you. Though I believe Spark doesn't care, Yana doesn't care, Dupre and Shamino and Yolo will care, I believe. I cannot remember. In fact, let's start testing something out. I'm gonna save. Now that I remember, let's just start taking things. That didn't work. This work? I guess companions don't care if you steal from the Fellowship, so let's just go ahead and reload. It could be, that's gold bar right there. Nothing in the dining hall. Oh well, we'll do that later. There's no buildings over there. So let's go this way. I think next, the Lyceum, which is right here. And that fox is not just a fox. That is Frank the fox. We will talk to him. He's got a rather smug expression on his foxly face. You see a fox standing on his hind legs, staring directly at you. Name. My name is Frank, devout follower of honesty. He makes a slight bow. And who wouldst thou be? My name is Reuben. It is good that thou didst tell me, excuse me. One should always be honest in one's dealings with others. By the by, thy voice crackles too much. It does not. Job. I, he says, am on a quest for honesty. He sniffs the air and then turns to you. By the by, thou mightest have more friends if thou didst bathe a little more often. What do you mean? Yes, as in, take a bath. I must inform thee that thou dost truly stink. That's a little mean, but okay. Speaking of thy friends, I have heard that thy companion Dupre is a drunken sot. Hey, I don't think. Yes, from what I have been told, that Dupre has no will when confronted by a tankard of, well, anything. As a matter of fact, thou hast fairly poor taste in companions overall. Well, tell me more, I guess. I am glad thou didst ask, my lord. Thy friend Yolo charges far too much for his bows. Perhaps thou couldst have a chat with him. Too much? What dost thou mean to? His bows and crossbows just aren't of the quality that is worth the kind of gold he charges. And he takes a step back. Gads, thy breath could gag an ox. Thou shouldst consider taking better care of thy teeth, or thy fellows will leave thee. What about my teeth? We have good dental care back in Earth. That is the reason for thine offensive mouth odor. I have not seen anything that yellow since the time thy fellow Shamino ran away from a battle in fear. Thou must be mad, Shamino turns to you. This rogue needs to be taught a lesson. And thy friend Shamino, Reuben, has quite a bellicose temper. And, he pauses, peering very closely at your face, I never noticed how large thy nose is. 'Tis amazing thou canst find enough air to breathe. My nose is fine. It's Romanesque. It's a Roman nose. Is it truly quite large, and not in the least bit attractive? Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Bellicose. Yes, bellicose, warlike, angry. If thou dost not know that, I believe thou needst to improve thy vocabulary. Thou art too unschooled. What do you mean? We have maxed out intelligence. Trust me, my lord, thou art too ignorant to argue with me. Oh, this is too much, Dupre says. Bye. Thou hast the manners of a pig. 'Tis not polite to break conversation so abruptly. He's taken honesty a little bit too far. And why did they give him a prominent butt? Frank. I almost said Frank. That'd be kind of a funny name though, Frank. Anyways, this is a Lyceum. Let's avoid Frank for now. We don't have to talk to him again, thankfully. That person's eating a whole cake. What a pig. Let's talk to... Oh, there was someone in this room, but they're not here right now. It's too bad. I guess we'll talk to the cake eater. And she ate the whole cake. Wow. My goodness. I am kind of hungry now too, by the way. Got another 35 minutes, 25 minutes. You see a woman who meets your gaze with an icy stare. Name. I'm Zelda. Legend of Zelda? No, this is Zelda in Britannia. Job. I'm the advisor at the Lyceum. Advisor? Yes, she says. My job is to manage and regulate the events in the Lyceum. And, she adds, provide assistance to the people here in Moonglow, when they need it. What about the Lyceum? She rolls her eyes. The Lyceum is the building in which thou dost stand. It is a great library designed to house a wealth of knowledge. Though the structure has changed a bit over the past 200 years, the essence of learning has not. What sort of events? I'm in charge of maintaining the reading areas and bringing in new books. In addition, I help organize special group sessions for Jillian's tutorials and set up educational entertainment programs. Who is Jillian? Jillian? She is very well behaved, also quiet and tidy. I believe she is an excellent scholar. If they are going to seek her out, try not to overturn any shelves. Some new books have just arrived, and I have not finished placing all of them. What sort of new books? Yes, they arrived not too long ago, including the recently rediscovered copy of De Maria Inspector's work. War Inspector, by the way. The Avatar Adventures. If thou canst avoid creating too much of a disturbance, I recommend it to thee. Tell me about the Avatar Adventures. If I tell thee this last thing, wilt thou depart so I may return to my job? No. Fine. She departs anyways. Let's bother her again. What dost thou need now? I'm going to go through all your conversation again because I don't like missing anything. Jillian. New books. We'll choose that last. Lyceum. Townspeople. I have little time for this, she sighs. I know only the Lyceum head and his twin, Brian, at all well. And Nelson O'Brien was also a recurring character in Underworld 2. The trainer also studies here in the Lyceum. She looks up at the ceiling as if reading from an invisible overhead list. Thought us already know about Penumbra. Mariah is here. That's our old companion from previous Ultima games. The Avatar's companion, rather. If thou wishest to know about a member of the Fellowship, ask the clerk there. Otherwise, she eyes you coldly. Let me return to my duties. You're not doing anything. You're eating cake. A whole cake, even. As an afterthought, she adds, and keep thy voice down. People are trying to read. We're not in the library. We're in your room. It's just this one's mean. Mariah. Well, they say she used to be an adept mage, but all I see is a woman who wanders around complimenting the furniture. Thou mayest speak to her if thou wishest, but I doubt she will make sense to thee. And do not disorganize the shelves while looking for her. Penumbra. She shakes her head, muttering, Why doth he waste my time in this manner? Looking back up at you, she says, Penumbra is the sage who put herself to sleep 2 centuries ago. Rumor has it that only the Avatar can awaken her. Lyceum Head. Nelson is very competent, although a little eccentric. I do wish he would refrain from showing off his collection of trinkets to everyone who enters the building. It always makes such a commotion. What about Brian? Her chilly expression melts away. Brian, she says, smiling, is very open-minded and idealistic. He knows the heavens quite well. She looks up to emphasize heavens. I find him very attractive, but I do not know how to convey mine intentions. She turns away, shyly. Unless perchance my lord will aid me? She asks hopefully. Wilt thou agree to tell him for me, my lord? I mean, I would be more inclined to if you're a bit nicer, but let's go ahead and say yes, because we are the Avatar and we are a good guy. Thank thee, my lord. Thank thee, she blushes. For thy kindness I'll give thee this white potion I found once while straightening the basement. Nice. This. Yeah, I'll leave you be. We discovered the tome in the lower depths of the basement. We have no way to account for the accuracy of the contents, but I have noticed many parallels between the events in the work and the events in Britannia's recent history. The book is a copy of the Avatar's diary, written about 200 years ago during his most recent visit to Britannia. Of course, she smiles, sardonically. It has been annotated by others. It was recently published to give the general public more courage and confidence. And now, goodbye. That is all she has to say. Nothing in there. Got a book here. She's doing some exercise. Book here. Just apothecary stuff. Got that potion. Give that to... No, because she's the potion and healing lady. Then we'll leave her be. Now, where is Mariah? I want to talk to her. Before anyone else. There she is. We'll go in here. Doesn't make sense to talk through a door, right? Go ahead and save and click on her. You see your old friend, Mariah. The Black Gate keyring mod changes her sprite model to look more like a sage, but I kind of like this one. It makes more sense, I think. Because the ether is all messed up, and she is all messed up. We already know who she is, but let's test her mental faculties. Surely thou dost recognize thine old companion Mariah. I was testing her out. YOLO? Yes, dost thou not recognize me? She pauses, glaring at you. But who art thou? And where are my pastries? What's your job? She smiles. I have a very important job, I do. My, are not those shelves lovely? So neat and orderly. She looks back at you. Be careful, the inkwells are full, and the quills are so sharp. The quills show sharp, excuse me. She giggles. Shelves. Are not they the neatest, most orderly and well-kept shelves that I have seen? They do an excellent job of maintaining them. Who's they? Yes, they do. Her face turns sad. But I only sell. We're gonna choose that later. What about quills? Oh yes, they are quite sharp. Always there when one needs to scribe a missive. They do an excellent job of having many ready at a moment's notice, excuse me. They? Same thing. They're always so full, inkwells, and ready for use. They are so good about keeping them filled and clean. They? Same thing. Sell. Yes, she agrees. I do indeed sell. I even spell. In fact, I even sell spells. But, if thou desirest reagents, thou art out of luck, for I only sell those during one of the 7 weekdays. Wouldst thou like to know which day? What a lovely set of books thou must have. I have just the item for thee to match thy shelves, a potion. If thou wilt buy a spell or a reagent for me, I will sell thee a potion for only its normal price. Which day? Why today? Thou art in luck. Buy a spell. Which circle art thou interested in? Let's see what she has. First, do we have Detect Trap? 100 gold for a first level spell? I'm not gonna buy that. Are you crazy? It's a lot of money. Telekinesis. How much is telekinesis? 60 gold. I guess those are the normal prices. Third, heal, protect all, pierce, sleep. None of those. Oh. Where'd the spell go, though? What the heck? Well, let's do all this again, I guess. Alright, fifth. We gotta say no to go back to the spell list again. It's an old game, gotta sort of work around it. Don't need that. 7th. Alright, restoration. I'm gonna get this one. Costs 80 gold. I'll buy this one. We can't cast it yet because we're level 6. 8 spell. She's got resurrect, time stop, sword strike, and invisible all. How much is this? 100 gold. Not gonna buy that now. No. Reagents. Garlic. 1 gold per clove. No, thank you. Nothing. What sort of potions? Orange and black. Bye-bye. Certainly, come back anytime and buy. Alright, so we got some spells. A spell, rather. Let's talk to her again. I gotta buy another one. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Which day? I'll buy the detect trap thingamajig. No, buy. Alright, let's talk to this guy or girl. You see a young woman with an intellectual bearing. That must be Jillian. Name. Yep. I'm a scholar, my lord. Job. I also tutor and train those who seek knowledge here in Moonglow. Tutor? The price is 35 gold for each training session. Art thou willing to pay that? No. And I should really return to my studies. Not yet. I got some more questions to ask you. The town occupies almost an entire island of the same name. The island is located due east and a few degrees south of the city of Britain. That's all she has to say. Goodbye. Fare thee well, Reuben, she says, returning to her previous activity. Books. That's weaving. Memto rays. I think we read that already. What could be left but the ashes? Not gonna read that. I'm trying to find something interesting to read. Follow the stars. Land ships. Flora. By Forlem, thy message received. We met Forlem back in, Vesper. We'll read this, translated by Jillian. Within this diary is revealed the poor treatment of the gargoyle race since the return of the Codex 2 centuries ago. To have noticed that humans remain uncomfortable with us. They have given us our own island to populate, but is this gift designed to keep us segregated? I'm not gonna read this. I'm just really tired of stuff like that. Every game wants to do that. Final Fantasy 16 did that with the branded. And it just annoys me. Let's read some books here. Baker's Handbook. We don't need to read that. The Avatar Adventures by Russell De Maria and Caroline Spector. We read that back at Avatar's home. You see a scholar-looking man with a friendly expression. Like, she likes Zelda, she likes Brian more, but they're twins. Name. I know, it's not just looks. Thou mayst call me Nelson. Job. I'm the Lyceum here in Moonglow, but he leans close to you. My assistant Zelda does most of the work. Zelda. She's an excellent assistant. The Lyceum has never performed better. However, she's a little too stern, I believe, and he leans in again. I think she is quite beautiful. Uh-oh. Dost thou not agree? I am flushed whenever her fair presence passes by, but, he holds up his index finger, excuse me. I fear she does not share a mutual attraction, and she is far too serious for me to feel comfortable with the proposal. We'll choose that later. Stern. She has put an extraordinary amount of time and effort into ensuring that activities in this edifice happen smoothly. And, he adds, excuse me, she takes it personally when they do not. Moonglow. I love the island of the people, most of the people. Hast thou met my twin brother? He heads the observatory here, and somewhere in the Lyceum thou canst find Mariah. Sadly, she is not well up here. No, she is not. He touches his head. Jillian, the sage, also studies here in the Lyceum. A good person to see about other residents of Moonglow would be the bartender, the friendly knave. Fiercey knows almost all of us here on the island. Oh, and thou must not forget the legend of Penumbra. 'Twas 200 years ago she cast herself into a deep slumber. Now that I think about it, Reuben, thou art the one she predicted would awaken her. He knows us. Better hasten, my lord, he chuckles. More stuff here, twin. His name is Brian. People often mistake us for each other, but I think we are nothing alike. He got all the looks and the brains. Penumbra. Interestingly, excuse me, my goodness, enough, no one has ever discovered how to enter her house. I believe those mysterious signs on the door require one to have specific items to place next to the plaques. Fiercey. That one keeps up on his politics, or rather, his gossip, he says, grinning. I thought I was one to learn about a resident of Moonglow. Visit him. Jillian. She rarely has time for visitors, but I know she takes on students every now and then. Mariah. She was once an adept mage, but ever since the wizards began losing their, faculties, she followed suit. And we'll choose this. Oh well. He shrugs in an attempt at indifference. She was not truly important anyway. Bye. Of course, thou mayst have free reign of the building, but first, he grins, let me show thee my, okay, bookstand? This solid brass bookstand has matching overhanging candle holder for late-night exploration and literature. I invented it myself. Bookmark. This, he says, holding a solid gold sheet shaped like a maple leaf. I purchased at an auction for only half its value. That's nice. What about the quill holder? The quill holder is gone, he exclaims. And what about the... He seems to be searching for something. The matching scroll opener is also missing. Oh, that sucks. Book. He gingerly pulls out a leather-bound tome from his robe. He removes a handkerchief and meticulously wipes away the dust. This was given to me by Lord British himself. See, 'tis the first edition. The book he carefully places in your palms is very old, and the gold leaf plating of the title has been almost entirely rubbed off. Turn the book right side up, you can read the title, Stranger in a Strange Land. That's it. Good day, my lord. Thou, of course, dost have free reign of the Lyceum. Speaking of that book earlier, played Final Fantasy 16 and I don't recommend it because it's really, really boring. The branded in that game are magical servants, and they're treated like crap. They're subhuman. They're slaves, basically, which doesn't really make any sense. Dragon Age Origins, the Dragon Age series, the mages were prejudiced against because magical powers brought risks of possession by demons from the Fate, I believe. It's like, a lot of games do this, and a lot of game developers are not exactly... They want to tell these stories about this kind of stuff. Back then it was fine, especially since I was mostly asleep to all of this. But they make it really annoying nowadays. I apologize for going off on a rant. I'm just really tired. It's like, yeah, racism is bad, not stupid, for one. And two, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? Excuse my language. I'm not even gonna edit that out. I just want to play games. I can't do anything about it. I can't change the social fabric of society. You are annoying me. And I think that's all I have to say about that. Because now, we are in the library. And it is currently almost 7 in the evening. It's been 50 minutes. I think it's actually... Play another 10, why not? We're not done here in Moonglow. I might keep going. But this might be a very long part. There's books in the nightstand. Modern Necromancy by Horrence. Do we read this? We'll read this. And also, Horrence is a character from the previous game. The author of this poetic treatise attempts to show how necromancy has been maligned throughout the years and explains the beneficial knowledge that can be garnered by studying the effects of magic on a lifeless corpse, including the more recent art of returning life to a dead companion, known as resurrection, and that's it. And also, I played the Suikoden 1 remaster this past weekend. Same thing there. Even Japanese developers with the elves, the dwarves, and the humans, prejudice and racism. I think it's actually done rather well in that game because it fits the world. And humans did come to the rescue to them. Like, I get it, but just one game where it doesn't have this kind of stuff nowadays, I guess. Chicken raising, I'm not going to read that. Enchanting household items for household use. Enchanting items for household use, excuse me. I'm getting worked up on my end. I don't usually curse all that often unless I get really, really frustrated, and that's a topic, among other things, that I get really frustrated about. But I just do not want that channel to be all about that. Yeah, it could be, but no, I just want to play games. And the past 10 years has actually ruined some of these old games for me, as well as movies. Thou Art What Thee Eats by Fortress. Ah, we read that before. Each food has different nutritional values. We read that. That's Lady Lay from Serpent's Hold. Jesse's Book of Performance Art. Ritual Magic by Nicodemus. I'm not going to read that. Anonymous. No one leaves. Sorry if I'm going through this too quickly, by the way. Lord British, the biography of Britannia's longtime ruler by K. Benos. Did we read this? I'll read this again. While many may remember that Lord British was once but one of 8 monarchs, back when the lands were known as Caesarea, few are aware that he is not even a native of our own lovely Britannia. His origin is from another world, one from which he entered ours by way of a red moon gate. In fact, it is through this same type of gate that the Avatar of legend purportedly enters Britannia. As ruler of one of the 8 kingdoms, he was instrumental in selecting a champion to face Mondane, Minax, and Exodus. When the terrible machine Exodus was defeated, 'twas Lord British behind whom all the people of Caesarea rallied. The unified land become known as Britannia, with Lord British as the sole monarch. Though never let it be said that he rules with a tyrannical hand, his reign has always been one of truth, love, and courage, supported by his utmost belief in the 8 virtues. It was Lord British who had the insight to call forth a quest for the Avatar, whom also happened to be the champion from the days of Caesarea, and who gave prosperity and happiness unto the people. Then came his mysterious disappearance, when the stranger, who became the Avatar, was called by his companions to aid in the search for the lost monarch. Note how Lord Blackthorn, affected by the Shadow Lords, quickly turned Britannia's fair lands to a place of terror. But find our noble lord, the Avatar did, and Britannia restored its former peaceful state. Then came the gargoyles, and our honorable sovereign thoughtfully requested the return of the Avatar. That's not true. The Avatar was summoned to Britannia, but was trapped by the gargoyles. And his companions, Yolo, Shamino, Dupre, rescued him from almost being sacrificed on the gargoyle altar. I don't believe that's true. Because the gargoyle summoned him. Because he was the false prophet the Avatar was. I guess that's all the books we can read. We also need to go to sleep soon. I'm not sure if I should keep playing past up to like an hour and a half. I might not. How to Conquer the World in 3 Easy Steps by Maximilian, the Amazingly Mean. I'm gonna read this. No, I think I already read this. Yeah, I did. You probably already read it by this point. Kodavar. 13 months in a year. I'm gonna read that. A lot of books. If you like to read, go ahead and read. I'm not much of a reader in real life. If I do read, it's usually a non-fiction book, because I want to learn something. But when it comes to fiction, I'd rather just play a game or read, watch a movie, or listen to music. Bloody Babes and Buxom Beauties. Did I read this already? I did. It's funny. The Summer of My Satisfaction. Tune the Fold. Let's just leave. Like, maybe you're like me. There's a lot of books in the Elder Scrolls games. And some of them are pretty good, but I never really take the time to read them. Though I always gather all the books and make the bookshelf look nice at home. Last playthrough I didn't really do that because I'm never going to read these things. There's a lot of books in the Elder Scrolls games, especially Skyrim's like nice to collect them and show on bookshelves, but they never really align properly. You need a mod for that. Alright, let's leave. I think we're going to go to the tavern and have ourselves a drink. Not like we need to. We got alcohol in Dupre's backpack. Can I close this? There we go. Anybody in here? Ah, a lady. She is working well late into the evening. Let's talk to her. At your approach, the woman raises her eyebrows to indicate she is aware of your presence and interested in what you are about to say. Name? I'm Carlin, she smiles broadly. Job? I'm the tailor of Moonglow. Tailor? Yes, I love sewing clothing. Wouldst thou be interested in seeing or purchasing some of my creations? What do you have? What article wouldst thou like to buy? We can buy clothes if we want to. A dress too, that's funny. Nothing. Fine. Moonglow. This is a very pleasant town, my lord. There are so many different types of people here. I wish I knew more of them. If thou hast any questions about them, I highly recommend to thee that thou speakest with Fiercy. Who's that? That's the tavern owner, of course. Every night at 9, he goes to the fellowship meeting, so I serve refreshment for him at the Friendly Knave. Fellowship. I know little about the group. Every night at 9 they have a meeting or some such of all the members. And if I remember correctly, the leader of that branch doth give a speech. A sermon is what I believe it is called. There's another member in town, if thou hast questions about the fellowship. Another. I believe his name is Ptolemac. He's a farmer from what I have heard. Fiercy would know more than I. Or thou couldst ask the clerk. Clerk. There's a woman, I know that. I do not know her name. Her name is Belena. Leader is Rankin, and he has not been here terribly long. Fare thee well, my lord. Okay, goodbye. Why was your door... Was there a door open before we walked in? I think it was, wasn't it? Ah, cat. Psst, psst, psst. He's off to explore his territory. Cats always have like a set... Like if they're outdoor cat, they have a set routine. They explore the same areas, like kind of like in a circle. Wander around. And set up their territory and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. You see a man with a sour expression on his face holding a baby boy. As he sees you, his face brightens. Name. I am Ephraim, my lord. I am but a simple resident of Moonglow. What is thy name? I am Reuben. Hello, Reuben. He turns to the baby. Say hello to Reuben, Mikhail. Ah, that's your name, name of your boy. That is the name of my son. 'Tis a good name, yes. It is a good name. And I should know what it means, but I forgot. Oh well. What about Moonglow? He shrugs. 'Tis a fair town, but a little too crowded these days. Yeah, this is actually one of the biggest towns in the game. Actually, it's bigger than like a Skyrim town, the town of Skyrim. I hear it was a much nicer place back when Moonglow was separate from the Lyceum. Much smaller. This place was probably about the same. This game is also rather small too. This place is too large to really get to know anyone. Not that I have had much of an opportunity. Having to stay at home and take care of my son. He looks down at the boy, smiles, and tickles the baby's nose. This is not a job for a man. My wife should be home with the boy, not me. I should be out earning a living. That is what I ought to be doing. Wife. My wife, Jillian. She's a scholar. She's a very good one, too. Not that I could not have done well. I could have. Better, in fact. But it is not worth arguing about now. She has her occupation, even if I do not have one. I should have a job, though. Dost thou not agree, my lord? This is not what a man ought to be doing, staying at home raising the children like this. 'Tis a disgrace. He begins to stroke the infant's small tuft of hair. You know what, nowadays I wouldn't even, think twice about that. Because times change, I guess, I don't know. Especially nowadays, how expensive everything is. Leaving so soon? That's all right, my lord. I understand. Thou hast real man things to do. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do. You're doing a respectful thing. You're raising a boy to be a strong lad. Just do your best in that regard. Let's go up here. What I talked about earlier, I gotta mention that again. If like a new game has it, I just won't buy it. There's among other things. If I already have the game, I'll just sort of play and try to ignore it as best I can and have fun. There's a period of my time, in my life, a few years ago, I told myself, okay, well, this is just what games are nowadays. I'm just gonna buy these games if I like the gameplay, play it and enjoy myself. I did that with Wrath of the Righteous and Red Dead Redemption 2. Both good games. I like both very much, but my stance changed not long right after. And now I'm a bit more careful as to what company I give my money to. Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Let's try to find the tavern. I'll try not to go off on tangents like that, though. If I do, I just will. I think the tavern is this way. Nope, that's where the observatory is, where Brian is. I think Brian was the returning character in Underworld 2. Now, where is the I forget where it is. Let's look at our map. I think this way? Yeah, I think it's this way. Yep, this is it. Lots of I could use a drink. You got like dozens of drinks in your bag, Dupre. And we got a lot of people here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go sit down and talk to some gentlemen here. Take our load off and talk to Yo Ho. You see a handsome, hardened, muscular man who surprisingly bears a friendly smile on his face. It's been an hour right now on my end, but I think I'm going to keep going. If this turns out to be 2 hours, it's going to be 2 hours. Name. I'm called Adam, my lord. Job. I travel the world in search of rare and unique items to sell to museums. I am not a resident of Moonglow. What about Moonglow? I'm afraid, my lord, that I know nothing about this fair city. I reside in Yu with my wife, Penny, who is the trainer there. Actually, my lord, I have met 2 people here other than Nelson. Tell me about Penny. She teaches close-quarter combat. Everything I needed to know to survive on my journeys I learned from her. The name Penny reminds me of Penny from Big Bang Theory, which is not a show I very much like, but I know it kinda a little bit because my dad, for some reason, loves that show. He finds it absolutely hilarious. I find it a little silly. I don't have a burning hate for it, but I kind of like just have a little bit of a revulsion to that kind of a show. Okay, people. I had to take a little break there to catch my breath. Been doing talking a long time, and I talked for like 6 hours straight, Saturday and Sunday. I've come to know the bartender and the healer. Well, tell me about the bartender. Fiercy is quite friendly, but he does love to gossip. He has offered me a deal whereby I might earn free meals if I can discover why Nelson's assistant reacts differently to some man, or something like that. I'm not going to bother, but pray, do not tell Fiercy that. Okay, I won't. I kind of forgot already. I was thinking about something else. He's in charge of the Lyceum. He loves trinkets and rarities. He does. He showed us a whole bunch. Travel. I have been all over Britannia, my lord. Nothing about the land frightens me any longer. I think it would be if you found that room in that cave we did earlier. He grins. The same is not true of some of the residents. And how did that room even exist? I bet a maniacal mage, a cruel mage, set up that room. That's my only headcanon. Residents. Twas a joke, my lord. Oh, what'd you say? I wasn't even... I was talking about something, then I forgot what you said. Excuse me. Items. I have found many odd artifacts. Many of the things that I have seen in the music hall and the Lyceum have been brought to them by me. In fact, my lord, I have this unique crystal I found on the mainland near Jellum that I'm hoping will fetch a fair price from Nelson. He pulls out a small clear crystal and shows it to you. The facets gleam in the light. Healer. Elad is very generous. In fact, he's letting me sleep in one of his spare beds while I'm in town. His only charge, he laughs, is the stories I tell him about my adventures. Not a bad trade if I say so myself, he shrugs. Oh, it's free. We chose job, right? Yep, he did. We did. May thy days be always pleasant, my lord. Let's talk to Yellow's gonna play. Fitting for Yellow to be in front of the harpsichord. Oh, that's Chad. Let's leave him be. And we'll talk to this guy here. I like to sit down while I do this. You can't do this in Serpentile, though. You'll see. Get thee away. I heard no more of that lies. Oh, he's mad that we wanted to reconvert him. Oh well. And that's Fiercy, obviously. Let's have a chat with him. Why, hello, Sir Dupre. Things fare well, I trust. Greetings, fair Fiercy. Yes, thank thee. Things are well. You see a man who gives you a friendly smile. Hast thou discovered the reason for Zelda's moot? What the? I guess we had to talk to him first because we triggered something with Zelda earlier. Yes. Excellent. Thou canst tell me while I get thy refreshment. This is going to be very off-putting. I forgot about this. I think you have to talk to Fiercy first, then he gives you a task. Talk to Zelda. But if you talk to Zelda, that triggers. As he prepares your meal, you tell him what you know about Zelda and Brian. Name. We already know, but I chose that. I'm Fiercy, at thy service. He gives a short bow. Fellowship. Oh, thou refers to this? He asks, pointing to his medallion. Thou hast not heard of the Fellowship? I strongly recommend that thou speakest with Rankin or Belena at the branch office. The Fellowship has done many things for our town, if not for all Britannia. I'm a firm believer in neo-realism. What's that? That is the fundamental principle of the Fellowship. It is composed of the triad of inner strength, which is strive for unity, trust thy brother, and one other one. Oh yes, thou dost get thou what thou deservest, or some such. Should probably sit on those meetings a bit more. But maybe his ignorance will help him out in the long run. Job, I'm the bartender here in Moonglow. Moonglow. Thou wants to know about someone in the town? Thou hast asked the right person. I know all about the residents here in Moonglow. I would be happy to tell thee about any of the shopkeepers, scholars, or farmers who live here. Or art thou interested in the trainer, healer, mage, or fellowship leaders? Tell me about the shopkeepers. She's a tailor, lovely woman that Carlin. She minds the bar when I go to the fellowship meetings at night. Scholars? Ah, the learned scholars. I can tell thee about Brian, Nelson, Zelda, and Jillian. What about Brian? Well, as thou dost know, Brian is the head of the observatory, and Zelda, the advisor of the Lyceum, is in love with him. Yes, she is. For some reason, this doesn't disappear. Nelson. He is Brian's twin brother. Zelda. Well, as thou dost know, Brian is the head of the observatory, and Zelda, yeah, he says the same thing with Zelda. Jillian. Wonderful scholar. Very nice woman. Married to Ephraim. Ephraim. Friendly fellow. I like him. He stays home to care for their son. And see, no one makes fun of Ephraim for that, so he has nothing to worry about. Farmers. Ptolemaic and Kubolt are brothers. With Morse's help, they run the farm. Okay. Trainer? Chad is friendly fellow, excuse me, guys. I like him. Just getting, deep into the playthrough. In this part, I mean. Healer. Friendly fellow, I like him. His name is Elad. Sadly, his true desire is to leave Moonglow in search of adventure. But he will not leave, for he feels too much obligation for his patience. Fiercely shrugs. Perhaps not without reason. Leaders. Dost thou want to know about the one in charge, or his clerk? Who's in charge? Rankin. Little pause there, hiccup. Rankin is in charge of the entire local branch. If thou hast any questions about the fellowship, he can answer them. Clerk. If thou hast any questions about the fellowship, Belena can answer them, okay? I think... oh, mage. Ah, yes, Mariah is very nice. She can sell thee many spells. And that is it. No one. What do you have for selling? Food or drink, my lord? Mutton rations, trout, silverleaf, cake, and ham. Silverleaf is going to play a little bit of a role later on. Not the food itself, but where they get it. Drink. Wine and ale. I don't drink in real life, by the way. I mentioned that. Remember, come back to the friendly knave. I skipped that by accident. Sorry. And what was I saying? About, yeah, I don't drink much in real life. Social, which isn't very often either. Pretty much never. I would, if offered. But day to day, no. I've never been into alcohol. I think it tastes like dog deuce. I never found one I actually liked, other than maybe cider. But I'd like to just, I can live without it, basically. I have no taste for those kind of beverages. I basically just drink water and rarely soda, unless, like, I eat out. The times I have fast food, I'll go ahead and have soda with it, just because, but most times just water. And coconut water as well. Oh, that's Moore's. I thought that was Elad. We gotta talk to Elad. This may be a long playthrough, so bear with me. Not much is going to get cut out too, I don't think. There he is. I'll leave that door open. We'll close it when we leave. Hello, sir. How you doing? The man looks at you through smiling eyes. Name? Elad is my name, my lord. Job? I'm the healer of the residents of this community. Ah, you heal. He sells those to those who need them. We can acquire services if we like. Residents. There are many people in Moonglow. My father once told me that the town was much smaller during his time. In fact, he said that Moonglow used to be separate from the Lyceum. But I digress. Thou didst ask about the people. I know most of the residents here. Dost thou want to know about the Lyceum, the observatory, the fellowship, the farmers, the trainer, or the tavern? We'll do all this again, I guess. We'll get his opinion on all these people here. Just bear with me while I do that. I like to just read through all this again. Here's who tends the bar there. They don't just tell you about them, they tell you their thoughts on the NPCs. I always like that. Each NPC has their own personality in this game. It was a far cry from typical role-playing games where you talk to, like, NPCs are basically literally NPCs in the sense that they have no personality. They're just there to sell you stuff. That's why I like this game. Not saying those games are bad, by the way. I love role-playing games. Fierce attends the bar there. He is another good person with whom thou shouldst speak about the townspeople. However, He enjoys gossip, and may be a bit single-minded. And he is. We met him just a few minutes ago. Community, Moonglow is my home. Mine home. I've lived in this town for mine entire life, but I am weary of my life here. 'Tis time, I think, to move on. If only I did not have such strong ties here, he sighs sadly. There's a traveler visiting from you. He has seen many exciting things in Britannia. I enjoy listening to his many tales of adventure. Ah, we met that traveler. His name is Adam. While he is in town, I am letting him stay in one of my beds. Ties. My patients here in Moonglow. Who will help them if not I? Trainer. The trainer is named Chad. I believe he specializes in swift, skillful fighting, with knives and swords and such. See him if thou wishest to improve thy skills. Farmers. Cobalt owns the farm. He managed it with his younger brother Tolemac and their friend Moors. I'm not positive, but I believe Tolemac recently joined the Fellowship. Excuse me. I know these people least of all. The branch opened here about 5 years ago under the direction of a man named Rankin. A few months ago, a clerk joined him. Her name is Belena. Observatory. The head there is Brian. He's the twin of the head of the Lyceum. I like him, although he and his brother are both a little eccentric. Lyceum. The Lyceum is run by a kind man named Nelson. His advisor is Zelda. Do not break any rules in her presence, or thou wilt receive a sharp reprimand, I believe it. Jillian also studies there. She can teach thee many things. And do not worry about Mariah. She is harmless if thou wilt but leave her be. Services, he provides all that there. Very well, if thou hast need of my services later, I will be available and fare thee well. Leaving so soon, my lord? Very well, may thy journeys be filled with prosperity. He sighs. Suddenly, his face brightens. Wait, perhaps I could join thee. He quickly stands up, smiling. Then, just as suddenly, his smile fades. No, I cannot. I have far too many things to do. Too many people to care for. Perhaps in the future? He forces a smile. I hope when we meet next time, my lord, excuse me, I will have the opportunity to join thee. Pleasant journey, my friend. You know, as a kid, I actually thought he was actually going to join us. It seemed like he'd be like a companion. Because you can't really differentiate who's going to be a companion or not. I mentioned this earlier, not in this part, that missed opportunity to have a gargoyle companion. You only have one gargoyle companion throughout all the Ultima games, well, 6 and 7. And Ultima 6 was a gargoyle named something. I can't even remember. I remember his portrait, but not his name. Okay, let's go to the Fellowship Hall. Alright, we're here. There's supposed to be one other NPC in this building, and that's Belena. But she is not here. I'm looking really closely because I know I missed Blorn in the last part. She's probably just asleep somewhere. Maybe she has a house nearby. Maybe we just have to come back in the morning. So I guess we're just going to go to the observatory, which is probably not too far. Oh, maybe she's in here. There's a house here. Aha. She is eating. Let's talk to her. You see a woman with a very serious look about her. She looks friendly. Name. She gives you a suspicious look. My name is Belena. Fellowship. Says that. They espouse neorealism. They do many festivals and shelters. Rankin's leader. Triad. 3 principles. La-di-da. I probably should have read that. Oh well. Trust. We're not all the same. Destructive. Worthiness. Just skip that. Screw it. It's job. Getting tired a little bit. I'm the clerk for the Moonglow branch, excuse me, of the Fellowship. I'm starting to think those Let's Players like Akaskia, they do post-commentary, so they can redo lines. That's what I'm thinking. Or he's just that good. Okay, clerk. It is my job to keep records during the meetings. I'm doing everything live. I just think it's better that way, I think. I know I said think twice, but oh well. And to administrate the decisions of this branch. Meetings. We have our meetings at 9 at night, the customary time. After Rankin's lecture, we all discuss the wonderful aspects of our life that had been enhanced by the Fellowship. Rankin. Branch head in Moonglow. She glanced around cautiously. They are traveling through the city, correct? And eventually going to visit another city? Britain, perhaps? She shoots another glance, apparently checking for something. Finally, she leans forward, speaking with a whisper. I am unsure whether Rankin is worthy of his position. I heard him talking to the new member, Tolemac, just before Rankin persuaded him to join. He admitted to having doubts about the Fellowship. He told Tolemac that he thought perhaps the Fellowship encouraged its members, to be nothing more than sheep, and that those really in charge were charlatans, in it simply for the money. What does thou think about that? She leans back. Moonglow. This seems to be an appropriate place to start up a branch. There are many good citizens here in Moonglow. Good. She appears surprised at the statement. Well, I believe that many of the people are of a strong mind and character. They are just the kind of people the Fellowship needs to go out and spread guidance and prosperity throughout Britannia. Citizens. I'm so busy with my duties that I know very few people here. Fiercy, the bartender, is an outstanding member of the community, as is the farmer, Tolemac. Tolemac's friend Moors, though shy, is well spoken of. Also, Moors has a brother. She glances up thoughtfully. Or is he Tolemac's brother? I am not positive whose brother he is, but I do know that I do not know that much about him, she sniffs. Prosperity? The Fellowship is designed to enrich the lives of everyone who resides in this fair land. Guidance. Many of the people lack the discipline required to reach their highest potential. That's it. Bye. Goodbye, Reuben. Remember what I have told thee. I gotta write something down. In our notebook. Elizabeth and Abraham off to Turfin. Went to Turfin from Moonglow. That way I don't forget. I think we'll so she's suspecting Rankin of stealing funds. Maybe we can talk to Rankin about that. But she wants us to go to Britain and talk to Batlin about it, I believe. Let's see what Rankin has to say. Please tell me how I'd be assistance, Reuben. Belena. He begins to look amused. I would not let it worry thee too much, Reuben. I'm afraid Belena is a bit too ambitious. I would expect she overheard one of my conversion speeches and misunderstood my words. I will have to discuss this with her when I have more time, so I may allay her fears. His eyes widen as if he is remembering something. I have forgotten. She requested a small vial of liquor from an itinerant merchant who would be passing through Britain. He brought it here a few days ago, and I have not had a chance to give it to her. Wouldst thou be willing to deliver it to her for me, Reuben? Sure. Excellent, my friend. I thank thee. He gives you the vial of liquor. And goodbye. So we got... some food. Someone gave us this, I guess. If someone did, I completely forgot. I'm very, very absent-minded nowadays. That is Alchemist Apparatus with just 1p. Well, let's go talk to Belena and give her the gift from Rankin. Well, from the merchant, really. Let's talk to her, get in position, organize a little bit, I guess. How may I be of assistance, Reuben? You ordered this liquor from a merchant? What's this? She asks, taking the vial from you. She opens it up and sniffs. Very good quality. I wonder why... She clutches her throat and gasps. You notice a wispy smoke rise from the top of the vial now, spilling out of her hands. Choking, she falls to the ground and dies. Oh my goodness. She got nothing on her. Let's do that, I guess. Or this is more accurate. There we go. That's fine. And she's dead. It was poison. Anything in here? I'm not gonna steal. That's still her house. Well, you can make this your home, by the way, if you wanted a nice little homely home. It's kind of small, though. Let's go back to Rankin and tell him what the heck just happened. You poisoned her. You killed her. Murderer. Okay, let's talk to him. Belena died. What dost thou want to know about her, Reuben? The liquor killed her. Yes, I told thee the merchant brought it from Britain. Didst thou give it to her? Yeah, she died from it. Are you not listening to me? What then, he asked, is the problem? We can say no problem, but I'm gonna say, she died, man. What? He appears stunned. Died? How's that possible? I don't know. The liquor killed her. Yes, I told thee the merchant brought it from Britain. Didst thou give it to her? Yes. What then is the... Oh. This just circles back. This game is really messy. Yes. No problem? Excellent then. Don't know? Well, this is truly a tragedy. Please, Reuben. I would prefer to be alone now, if thou wouldst be so kind. You have to choose that. That's weird. That's very weird, isn't it? Did we get any experience, though? Got a little bit. I don't know from that. Probably from that. That never... A little bit of a side quest. That nothing really comes of it, though. That ends right there. Someone wanted Belena dead. It doesn't sound like it's Rankin unless he's a very, very good actor. It could be just because no one else wanted Belena to take charge of the Fellowship. Was she just being too ambitious? Or she didn't trust her brother? Likely she didn't just trust her brother. And that is... Brian. I can't remember if it was Brian or Nelson. In Underworld 2. I think... It's Brian? I can't remember. No, name. Why? Thou mayst call me Brian. Hey, yeah. Zelda likes you, by the way. Oh, I see, he shrugs. I never really thought about my brother's assistant in such a manner. That is too bad. My time permits nothing but mine observations. Ah, well, what else can I help thee with? Nice hat. Job. I'm the head of the observatory here in Moonglow, he says proudly. This is where the telescope is kept. Telescope. I have it upstairs, of course. Thou art welcome to use it as often as thou wishest. In fact, I also have an orrery, shouldst thou desire to see that as well. Orrery? Tell me about that. The orrery? Why, 'tis a model of all the planets in our solar system, including the 2 moons of Britannia. The orrery moves to match the actual, current orbits of our real system. I'm very excited, for shortly, a very rare event will occur. What sort of event? Thou art referring to what we in business call the astronomical alignment. The planets and the moons will all line up perfectly. Something that happens only once every 800 years. Moonglow. Why, I love living here in Moonglow. I very much like the people here. People. Hast thou spoken with my twin Nelson? He heads the Lyceum. Or Elad? And surely thou knowest about the mage Penumbra. We met those people. I do not see him as often as I would like, Nelson, for we are so heavily involved with our work. He will be easy to recognize shouldst thou see him, for people tell us we look identical. I do not see it, of course, for not only was he born with the brains, but also the handsome face. They are literally the same. Poor Elad. He sometimes joins me at night to view the heavens. He has been trying to leave Moonglow for many years. He likes the island, but is filled with wanderlust. He smiles. Penumbra. Thou hast not heard? Why, 200 years ago she put herself to sleep. And that's it, right? Yep. Bye. Before thou dost depart, let me show thee a few of my trinkets. Here is Mai, just like his brother. Let's see the moon. This represents one of the moons that orbit Britannia. He hands the model to you. Taking it, you quickly realize that it is made up entirely of green cheese. I've carved it myself, he says as you return it to him. Sextant. He hands you a solid gold sextant. This has been passed on to each and every individual who has ever held a position at the observatory here in Moonglow. It is more than 200 years old. He beams as you return it to him. Kite. He shows you a kite. I made this myself by reading one of the books in my brother's library. Crystals. This, he says, presenting a collection of crystals that seem to be attached in some indeterminable fashion, is an orrery viewer. It permits one to see mine orrery here from anywhere in Britannia. He seems thoughtful. I know thou cannot stay around here to see the alignment. Wouldst thou like to have this to view mine orrery and better predict the planet's position? Sure. He smiles proudly. I thought thou wouldst. However, there is one problem. I still need one more crystal to completely finish the viewer. If thou wouldst visit the tavern, thou mightst find one of the merchants or travelers there who sometimes provide me with crystals. If thou canst find another crystal, I will be able to give thee the completed viewer. Great, some backtracking, wonderful. Bye. Good day, my lord. Thou mayst use mine observatory as often as thou wishest. Let's look around. Ah, there's a crystal ball here. We can't take it, it's like stuck in place. I would like to have it for the Castle of Fire. Oh. Okay, I'm not going to mention what this area is, but you're going to find it rather hilarious once we arrive in this position. But woman, bed, you can take a guess. Nelson or Brian? I'm going to remember that when we get to the that area. I don't want to spoil it right now, but you can probably guess what he's looking at. Yeah. This is a small orrery. Can't click on that. And here's his area where he showed his items. I think we'll go over here. He's got a nice observatory. A little gel. There's the telescope. We will click on it. And you can actually move with the right mouse button like this and look around and stuff. Pretty cool. Exit out though. This is going to be a long part, it looks like, because I don't want to stop until I'm done with Moonglow. So I guess call this a rare moment of a long video. Do we have telekinesis? We do not. I forgot to buy it. Oh well. I will write that down. This for observatory. Go. It's day 6 in game. It's been almost a week. Let's go back down. If we can. We gotta go to the gotta go to the tavern. If I can get out of here, that'd be great. I'm a bit hungry. Actually, we should probably just go ahead and go to sleep, and I probably will. And I think we will just go ahead and sleep outside, because there's no hotel or anything here. And actually, does Brian have an extra bed? Does he have an extra bed? He has one bed. I don't think he has an extra one. And I walked on the railing. Ah, excellent, excellent. I will sleep in this room. Though, like, this is probably actually no, this is probably a Nelson's area, unless he stays at the Lyceum. Let's go to sleep. Just pretend Brian let us stay for the night. But first, let's feed our characters. They're hungry. Just one. Enough so they can survive through the night. It's 9:10. Let's sleep for like 12 hours.
Yes, my friend, rest and heal, so that you are strong and able to face the perils before you. Pleasant dreams.
Alright, we're all rested. That is... I can click on them, that'd be great. They move around so much, it's a little annoying. That's probably... yeah, that's Brian. Well, let's go to the... Where are my other party members at? Where's Dupre? He's upstairs, like, for some reason. And where's Yana? She's in that room for some reason as well. Alright. Alright, Fiercey does not have it. Adam has it. So here he is. Crystal. Dost thou mean this? He pulls a small, clear, multifaceted gem from a pouch beneath his cloak. I just found this recently. I was hoping to sell it to the Lyceum, but alas, they have no use for it. Dost thou want it perhaps? He asked hopefully. I will sell it to thee for 20 gold. Sure. I thank thee. Aye. Days be pleasant. Alright, let's go back to Brian. Where is he? Where is he? He better not have disappeared on me. He better not have went anywhere else. This house is completely empty. What the deuce? Where did he go? Why Why did he leave? And our characters are hungry. Wonderful. There he is. Let's feed our guys. Ah, very tasty. May I have some more? In just a minute, we'll just pump up their stomachs with food. No thank thee. No thank thee. No. Yeesh, Spark. They were famished. They take damage if you don't feed them and you ignore their cries for food. Is empty here. Chamino. I got food there. Alright, let's talk to Brian. Got the crystal. That's the crystal? Excellent. He takes the crystal that you got from the adventurer and begins attaching it to his ore reviewer. Shortly, he is finished. 1 crystal. Use it well, my lord. He gives the contraption to you. Bye. Good day, my lord. And that is it. Let's see if we can look at the ore reviewer. And we'll put all these drinks that we got. I can't remember where we got it, but here it is. That is our little device, so we can see the event coming up called the Astronomical Alignment, which is important to the story. That event, I mean. And you can see the planets are going to get aligned, not now. They'll form a line, aligned, like that, as time goes on. Yeah, so as the main quest progresses, this will change. And you can actually enter this area. It's where that bridge was, where you use telekinesis on the switch up ahead. There's another switch nearby. I have no idea. All I know is that we have to go to Turfin for the next part and find Elizabeth and Abraham, and let Drax Newsom or any other gargoyle that Inimo passed away many, many parts ago, very beginning of the game.